So as some of you may know, I've been cleaning up my home office and trying to rearrange everything so I can better display my retro computer collection and taking my sweet time on it because I just am. And, I'm going through some things that I'm trying to determine whether I want to keep them or not, going through all this stuff, and some of the stuff that I want to keep, I'm just putting into the closet, those little cubby space above where I have my data center, quote unquote, my little data closet where my server is, internet connection comes in, etc. I've been just throwing stuff up there. But when I was in that area, I noticed this box in there. And some of you may know what's in here already, but some of you may not. But if you don't, or even if you do and you want to revisit this, let's go ahead and open this up together. So hopefully this angle is going to work out a little bit better. Doesn't, I will re-record this part. But on the side here, it says GoPro. And again, some of you may already know what that means. But basically what it was is this little promotional thing that Microsoft did for Windows XP. This thing came out, gosh, I want to say 2002, maybe 2003 era. So it's been over 20 years and makes perfect sense as to why I forget I even had it. I think a couple other YouTubers did some videos on this a few years back. I think one of them was Micheal MJD. If you don't follow his channel, he does all kinds of quirky, crazy things with computers, testing stuff, messing around just in general, just goofing off. So if you're one of those people that want to experience retro without actually getting into it, it's probably one of the better ways to do it. But yeah, he did do one of these here, or maybe a similar one. I had to go back and check. But since I've got this, I figured I'll take it out of the box and see what it comes with. And this is the interior packaging, the main packaging. And it was basically designed as a promotional thing to help resellers, Microsoft partners, things like that. Mainly smaller businesses, not necessarily larger businesses, but smaller businesses that may not have access to a Microsoft account rep or anything like that, but still want to be able to do promotional things for Windows XP, try to get people on board with it, because it was kind of new still at the time, and people were really holding on to Windows 98. So you could get this little kit here. It was about $40, although for some reason, I don't think I paid for this. I think I was able to get it for free. I don't remember. Again, it's been over 20 years. But what it came with is this here, a bobblehead, some various marketing cards, licensing, things like that, which this is way oversimplified. If any of you have ever dealt with Microsoft licensing before, this is nothing. It can get crazy. There are people out there that basically have entire careers handling Microsoft licensing. So yeah, but anyway, it also comes with a baseball, which I never took out of its case. Some baseball cards, of course, because why not? This empty slot here used to have a pack of Big League Chew, which is bubble gum that's shredded, kind of simulate the chewing tobacco, which is, for those that aren't familiar with baseball, especially I'd say 2000s, a lot of baseball players would chew tobacco in the dugouts, and a lot more have switched to just chewing bubble gum in general or Big League Chew. Also, they didn't really want kids going out there and emulating, their heroes by actually chewing tobacco. So here's bubblegum, next best thing. I did chew the bubblegum when it came. I figured I should probably consume that in case I keep this thing, because you don't want to, chew 20-year-old bubblegum. So, but the other things that it came with are these two CDs here. One is a full copy of Windows XP Pro. They call it a not for resale or distribution, which, yeah, because you're getting it for free, effectively, or $40 altogether. And there's bonus software, which comes with a plus Photo Story 2 Lite Edition, plus Dancer Lite Edition, Amazing Screensavers, and more. I'm not sure we'll take a look at that software because I don't have a Windows XP system set up. But I will put a link to Micheal MJD's video on it if you want to take a better look. But this is what it kind of comes with here. So you've got Windows Media Player 9 series. Well, it tells you what you can do basically with the Windows Media Player 9 and digital photography, which around this time, digital cameras were coming out, and most of them were nowhere near the quality you can get today, but at the time they were kind of, impressive and everything. So it talks about Windows Movie Maker 2, and these are the free software packages that it comes with, which are just, add-ons, things like that. I mean, technically this will run in Windows 98, Windows Millennium, Windows 2000. But anyway, yeah, so that's the software it came with, and it was one of the main reasons I picked it up, because it was a good, cheaper, in my case, possibly free way to get a copy of Windows XP Pro without, going through some sites that you should not be visiting. So And on the inside flap, it just basically gives you some highlights of, what Windows XP Pro can do. Obviously Pro geared towards businesses more than home use, but still, it'll tell you they're 36% faster than 98 SE, 34 faster than Windows 2000, based on one study, of course, because there are all kinds of different studies out there and you're going to get different results from them. A lot more reliable than 98, which is true. Windows 98 SE was very reliable compared to regular 98 and 95, but it still had a lot of crashes. Not that XP was perfect, but still, advanced privacy and security features for the time, yes, they were kind of good, especially since Microsoft is getting a lot of flack that Windows was not secure compared to Mac OS or Linux or anything like that. Enhanced networking function and work from anywhere because of remote desktop, which you could get a remote desktop client for Windows 98. So, for people that really wanted to hold on to it a little longer. All right, now we'll take a look at this licensing guide. I'm not going to go over all of this here. I'm just going to put this here so that you can read it at your own leisure. Just hit pause. Hopefully the text is coming through. So that's that. And then there's this little mini booklet, pamphlet, whatever you want to call, for your customers to experience more with Windows XP Professional. And then, of course, here's the main benefits. Kind of like these are separate from the ones we saw on the inside flap, but they're along the same lines there. The work from anywhere, reliability, communication, collaboration, networking related, save time, so performance, etc. And then, of course, once again here, so they're really, really trying to hammer on these points. And then, of course, when it comes to compatibility, that's where they introduced Compatibility Wizard, which still exists today. Probably not needed as much unless you're trying to run really, really old software, but this does exist. So for those that were concerned about moving on from 98 to XP, there's a decent chance your software would work. Microsoft did a lot of work under the hood in order to make sure that the Windows NT kernel was mostly compatible with the 9X legacy kernel, we'll call it. So, and they're also saying that if you've got, whether it'll work with other PCs running previous versions of Windows, so it should be fine. Just reiterating the same points over and over again, but giving you different ways to be able to explain it and describe it to your customers. Offline files is a big feature too if you use network drives. A home drive, for example, H drive, S drive. You could synchronize some or all of the files if you had the space for it so that you could continue working from home. And then in theory, when you go back into the office, it'll resync again, provided that there are any conflicts. If other people were editing the same file, obviously that would not work very well. And in practice, it did not work very well. Even today, it's a feature that exists, but it's not perfect. OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams, if you're accessing files through those means are a lot more reliable than this offline files feature was. I personally can vouch for that one myself, so still not perfect, but And of course, in the back, we've got the benefits of selling systems with Windows XP. Again, if you're a reseller, you sell computers, resell computers, build computers, that was really popular for a lot of businesses. Well, for computer-related businesses, to build and sell computers to their clients and things like that. Nowadays, we call them MSPs, managed service providers, because they do a lot more than just sell you computers. They're your IT department and everything. So, and again, same points over and over and over again. They really want to make sure that this is what you tell your customers. Not sure why, it's such a big deal to keep reiterating the same points over and over again, but it's a marketing thing. And then, of course, we've got this little here, 10 benefits of playing XP, Professional, and Office XP, because those are at the time especially, they were very, very closely linked to each other. Nowadays, it's not so much, but nothing fancy or anything like that. Here's your, again, more reiterating the same points over and over again, although they do have a few extras, so this is not false either. Windows NT, as reliable as it was, especially compared to like Windows 3.1 and Windows 95, still had its own set of issues and everything. Windows 2000, I feel like, was the best version of Windows NT before Windows 7. Not that XP was bad either, but it still had some growing pains. But I really like Windows 2000 and held off on upgrading to XP for a little bit. And take a look at the bobblehead. I'm not going to take it out of the box or anything. Not that this is going to be worth anything. Oh, this is heavy. Forgot this actually has some weight to it. This is probably not just hollow plastic. It's probably Eddie, reliable, trust man bobblehead. Yeah, with the grin like that, he looks like he was going to try to sell you a used car that would fall apart the second you leave the driveway. But, you know, children 3 and older, look at that. And take a look at the baseball here. It's basically just got the Bliss wallpaper and Windows XP otherwise. But it's a real baseball, real stitching and everything. I'm assuming it's real leather. Again, I don't want to open it up, just to preserve it and everything. Cool that it comes in this little case. A lot of baseball collectors will use cases like this, especially if you're at the ballpark, catch a home run or a fly or something like that, and put it in a case so that you can preserve that memory forever. Let's see, these, yeah, there is baseball cards. It's just, you know, random cards and everything. I'm not going to open these up either. But, you know, it's just little tips in the back. Again, it's basically just, again, reiterating the same 5 points that they did on the inside flap right there. So just, again, more ways to explain it, describe it. Trying to convince businesses to switch, because a lot of businesses were like, no, we like Windows on the 8. It's reliable. It's working for us. We're not sure if the software is going to work, so we don't want to, you know, upgrade. And you're going to have to try to convince them otherwise. And take a look at the inside of the XP case here, but again, it's just same points over and over again. And on one side is a product key, which I don't want to expose, even though XP is way out of support. But here's your minimum system requirements, although people have gotten XP to run on slower machines, so, and especially with less RAM and everything. And if you strip down, if you customize the installation, especially if you use something like SysPrep, you can probably get it down to less than that as well. So that's that. I don't think there's really much else to show. I don't think there's anything like on the bottom or, no, it's just plain blue. And yeah, that's basically it. So not much to it. I mean, even here in the inside, they've got, again, more selling points here. Selling as XP Professional prints out new PCs, enhance customer support capabilities, develop value-added products, integrated systems, and build wireless and mobile solutions, etc., etc. So, and then some copyright information and all of that. So, yeah, so not a super exciting, long, detailed video. Maybe this was boring, I don't know. But like I said, I forgot that I had this, and I like, oh, let me take a look and see what's still left in there. And lo and behold, I still have everything here. I didn't throw any of it out. I didn't lose it. So figured, maybe I'll make some content. Maybe someone will enjoy it, maybe not. I will put the link down to Michael MJD's video because it's a little more comprehensive, and I think he actually goes over the software and everything. So that way you guys get a better experience. But what you guys think of this? You want to see more stuff like this? If I can manage to find anything that is, or even just random videos in general, let me know down below. Were you a Microsoft professional? Were you working for a small computer business, an MSP, and did you get anything like this or something similar? Share your stories down below. Otherwise, thanks all. I'll catch you later.